Testing, and we are alive. Okay, we're alive, and we're kind of outdoors. It's a bit of a new setting, but that doesn't matter. I was here filming. I was here filming some videos. Two, I filmed two videos. I filmed two exact, and these were probably the most effort I've put in so far. All right, so I spent a long time doing research, developing possible hooks, looking for um, filming opportunities, and seeing where I could take my idea. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about because every single aspect of content creation is or can be quite complex. It can be quite complex because each process is its own thing, and you can mess it up. You can beat it up quite easily. You can mess it up quite easily because you become fixated on one aspect, right? It's like you have a good idea, and maybe it's a visual idea, and you have like the perfect way to film it, and you're like, oh, okay, and I can do this, and then maybe the writing lacks, or the editing can lack. If you don't have the foresight, or if you don't do the planning, and if you write something really well, you can find yourself. If you write it really well, you can find yourself kind of, in the filming process, being stuck because you're like, oh, I have to get all this in, but how do I show what I wanted to write? And then in the editing process, it's like it can be a bit of a mess because you get a little confused in how to kind of formulate it, especially if you mess up the filming part. And if you've got a cool edit in mind, everything else falls apart, or it can fall apart because you'll have this one good idea, and that might work, but everything else around it falls apart. So when you're writing content, it's like you need an idea, and that idea needs to come through, and that you do in the writing process. Once you begin writing, you want to write down everything, right? Everything has to be intentional. You have to intentionally do the hook. You have to intentionally speak a certain way, and you have to write that down. Like, I'm going to say this in this way, or I'm going to, with this tone. When I begin, when the frame starts, I'm going to be doing this, and then I'm going to move my head. And, you have to have all of that written down in a kind of script format, right? You can write it like first person, like I will do this, or, you can just write it like a script. Person moves their head to the left, like things like that. But only for things that are important, like if I'm doing a talking head, I'm going to write, I'm doing a talking head, and it's just me sitting in front of the camera going through the whole script, and then maybe I'll film other parts over it, so at least I have that main kind of thing. But that's for the filming part. And before the filming, there's an extra step, right? You need a shot list, right? Especially if you're doing more than just talking to the camera, something that requires editing or multiple shots. You need a shot list, and you need to know exactly what you need. You need to know if there's going to be any graphics on screen, and you need to research that and have that prepared for in advance, and that needs to be part of the script if need be. And you You need screenshots of anything that you might need, and you need that saved up, or at least have on list, like, I need this, so that there's no kind of confusion later on. And I'm just gonna check my phone if it's hot. It's getting a little hot, so I might do like a shorter one, but I don't have access to air conditioning at the moment. But I could just go to the gym, but I don't know if it's empty or not. I don't want to be yapping about content in the gym. I could do it. I don't really care. But I like the outside. It's fun here. Now you have your shot list. You know every single piece. You need to go through the script, and you need to know exactly what, you know, extra footage that you might need to get from, like, online, or that you need to film. Everything needs to be there in the shot list. And then when you're filming, it becomes much easier because you're just ticking off everything on that list. It's like you go through the list, tick, 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 and then once you have everything, you might even like change things around. Like, going through the process like this, the product develops much better in terms of like making last minute changes, because you'll realize, oh, maybe either I don't have the capacity to do that, but I don't really need it, and I can kind of work around it, and I can change the script. So you'll be okay, because you'll have a better understanding about the flow of the video, the content, and so making changes becomes easier. So that first step is crucial because it helps inform the second one. And once you have that, because you did so well in the first step, and the second step, you it flowed so much better. When you're editing, it's just kind of like drag and drop. It's like drag and drop. Like, you don't want to be making creative choices when it comes to, like, the content itself. You want to be making creative choices in how the content is displayed, how it comes across. That's what you want in the editing process. And yeah, so I did a film degree, and they always used to say that, from writing to filming to editing, each one of those three is a different movie, right? Because we were studying film. But I think I would argue that all of the lessons you could learn in how to make a film apply when it comes to making videos or making content. All of those things apply, right? So you can't look at it like you're cutting corners, or that you can cut corners, because whether it's a short or a video, it's it's essentially a short film. And you have to write it like that, you have to edit it like that, you have to film it like that. That guy's not drowning, is he? There's the guy. Okay, he's okay. He's alive. Jeez. Jesus. Anyways, but yeah. And so that's not to say that you cannot improvise, or make up stuff that could possibly add a little bit more flavor to what you're doing, but you want to add that flavor, or any room for changes that could come better, like make the piece better. You want to do that after you've you've made a cohesive piece, right? It's like you try to make it as entertaining and as coherent, A to B as possible, or A to B to C. And once you've got that's when you can make improvements. Like, once you have that baseline down, you're good. And this will affect every step of the process: writing, filming, editing. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit because my own personal experience. filming and recording and going live and everything. I mean, the lives I kind of go off the fly. I just think of the title, and then everything else comes afterwards. So the lives are almost entirely just freestyle, like off the dome. But the process that comes from making content, I've noticed, like if I really hammer in on the writing part, which is just sitting down and making sure I know the story and I know exactly what needs to be said and all of those things, then I don't really need to worry about a lot of other stuff. Like the rest of the process becomes just getting it done. And obviously, you can make changes in that, but that's besides the point. Once you have that base, like you shoot you shoot it the way the script says, and you shoot it according to the shot list. And once you have some good takes, you can experiment, and maybe you can add a few words, take away a few words, test them out, and that'll inform you in the edit, right? Because you'll have your base um, for the video, but then you can test it out, and you can watch it as a thing, and you can put in a clip or take one out, and it's completely fine. It's much easier to do that than having to go and refilm it because it doesn't make sense. And I've had that a few times where I've gone and filmed something where I just did some quick writing. I even did some quick writing on the stream, and when I went to film, it was like, okay, sure, okay, just say it, and then tried improvising, and then when I got to the edit, it was just an incoherent mess. And when I intentionally, uh, control each aspect of the script and make sure it's, because it's completely different to the lives. It's supposed to, lives are like slow and kind of talking. When you're making a video, when you're making content, you're essentially a director, right? And a director is just someone with a vision. So you have to have a vision. You have to know what you're going to see, and you're gonna see it in your mind, and then you just put it on the script, and then whatever's in your mind, with the resources around you that are available, you make it come true. And obviously, your ability to film and your ability to edit will improve as you go on, and you'll be able to experiment more and add more cool kind of effects or visuals and film in like better ways, better angles. You'll get better at composition, but that's later. Once you get the basics, you can worry about the technical stuff. Like I just had to jump in the pool for one shot. I had to I had to jump in the pool for one single shot, and yeah, that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, at one point my mic stopped working, so I'm gonna have to record. Like I've got one more piece of something to film, and then I'll be finished with everything. But I can do that like in app. I think I can do that in app in CapCut. Like I can just record audio. So now it's like I filmed 2 videos. I was gonna film a third, but I didn't want to rush it because the script wasn't there. Like I wrote the script and it's complete, but it's not coherent. It's not like cohesive. It's not telling a story, and the hook's good, but that's not enough. It has to be complete from hook to story, to USP. Like everything, all these things. Because right now I'm not just making random like informative videos. I'm making informative videos about products, right? Because I want to be um, better at creating hook points for useful things that can help people, that provide actual use to people. And And just sitting there and writing and researching, like that's the big takeaway. Like you like anyone can come, like if you know the steps, if you know how, if you know what a hook point should consist of, which I do now, like anyone can find a hook point. It's just a matter of research, right? It's dog work basically, right? And the thing is, you never know uh, what you're gonna find or how long it's gonna take you to find it, and that's the most annoying part because you just need that one golden nugget. You need that one golden nugget, and then you're home sweet home. And from that, hook point, from that you derive the hook point and the script. And yeah, the most important part is the idea, which comes from the research, which gives you the hook point. Simple as. How am I sweating? It's ridiculous. I'm sweating, which means my camera is starting to overheat. So I think at the 20-minute mark, I'm gonna come off. But I didn't want to do a live at like 11 o'clock or midnight again. So I'm like, I have time now. Why not just do it? So here I am, and yeah, I'm gonna be editing later. So I'm probably gonna go edit soon. But I need to eat first. I did some swimming since I jumped in the pool anyway. I'm like, get some cardio in, and stay healthy and keep your brain sharp. And then we're gonna kick these two edits asses. One of the edits just like a talking head. I think we spoke about it yesterday about the QR codes, and I wrote down a complete script. Didn't Try not to waste words. Like that's what I learned from the Dollar Shave Club ad. If you dissect every piece of every line, every direction, every single piece of like the Dollar Shave Club script, you'll notice that there's nothing wasted. Like obviously there's some random humorous parts, but they're very intentional, and it's a really cool script. Even the story, like the random throwaway about polio, it's there to incite some sort of thing about infection in you, and that's supposed to add to the fear of like using blades for too long past their due date. It's very smart. So when I write the scripts, I'm always very conscious about wasting lines, wasting words, right? Everything has to be tight. If don't say in 5 words what you can do in 3. And yeah, so I write the script, I rewrite it again. I put it into ChatGPT, but I don't let it improve it for me. I'll put it into ChatGPT and I'll ask it like, is this a good like linear argument? Have I like touched all bases? Is this a good script? And it'll tell me like this is good, but it's missing this, and you could add this, and then it'll rewrite it for me. But I don't want it the way it's written it, so I'll just take the parts it's added or changed, and I'll make a note of that and transfer that in my own words into the script. And usually it's just like a counterpoint or something like that. Like it's missing an audience objection that you can kind of add in. And the like ChatGPT is really good at like recognizing what's missing, but it's not really good at adding. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to use that, you know, use it for like processes. Like it knows processes well, but it's not very good at creative thinking unless you have a very specific prompt and you're using the latest ChatGPT, which costs money. But if you're using the free version, like Yeah, just use it to like diagnose what the problem could be, and then write the solution yourself. It's really easy once you know, because it just takes a little more perhaps research, you know, and a little more writing, and you have the script, and then what I do is I sit there and I go through each line of the script and I visualize it in my head, and then whatever image I see in my head, I write that down as the shot. And I kind of convert it to like, if I see it in my head, if I see it in my head, then I can just transfer it into like a real world place that I know, and just kind of work off that. And it's like, okay, I can do talking head. I just tripod, static shot, talking to the camera, um, or I need a shot from certain angle, or I need a shot of a certain thing, and then I can go inspect the areas and just quickly do the shot. So yeah, just visualize. That's my process now. Write, rewrite, write, rewrite. Ask ChatGPT, come up with ideas, research, write, rewrite. And then once I'm happy with the script, and it's like, okay, this is good, I read through the entire script multiple times, and I visualize exactly how I want it to look in my head. And then I just put it into a shot list based on what I see in my head and what I want to happen on screen, what I want the audience to see. I convert that into what is feasible by me in my immediate surroundings. And so it's like every single line, every single graphic that's going to come up goes there. And then, once I've done the shot list and I'm like, okay, add, and then I read it again and I go through it again, make sure nothing's missing. And then the filming process, just like, I already have those places in mind. I know what I'm going to do. I just go there and I get it shot, make sure I have all my equipment with me. Any mic, any like if I need my laptop or any props, just grab them. And if you have a more complicated thing, it might be worth to come up with a prop list too. If you have like more than 7 items, because you don't want to forget. You don't want to be like where you're supposed to be filming and then forget the props. But if there's only like one or two, just like don't be an idiot and forget it. Or just make a note. Just make a fucking note. And then yeah, you get to filming, and then filming's easy. Editing, just plug and play, and yeah. So you've gone from research to final product, and because you found that golden nugget, hopefully, if you're able to, derive good content, you'll make a solid video. And you have to treat it like it's a movie. Like I used to make this mistake a lot, where I would cut corners because I was really only excited about one aspect of the video, and all my energy would just be focused on that, and I'd just be thinking about that one aspect, and all the rest of it would be boring. So I would just kind of like rush it, and that would affect the whole thing. So yeah, just something to make note of. Treat it like a film, and respect every aspect of the process. Respect every aspect of the process, because if you don't, then will disrespect you in a big way, and it will affect the final product in bigger ways than you would expect. If you mess up the writing, if you mess up the shot list, if you mess up the filming, the editing, like everything will show up in the edit. And you don't want to spend too much time in the edit. I know I said like writing, filming, and editing is all just different writing processes, but you don't want the editing to take too long, because you want to be churning out content regularly. You want this to be a fast process, so you cannot be looking for perfection. As long as the message comes across and it's interesting enough and it's engaging enough to get people's attention, make people share it, you're done, right? And you'll get to how you can get people to do those things over time. And you might be really good at it from the beginning, but there's no point kind of skipping that step because that's a very important step. Yeah, okay. 25 minutes. I'm save data now because I am on limited data. So hope that was illuminating. Just wanted to talk about content a little bit because yesterday was just writing, so we kind of went through the writing process of finding that golden nugget. And today I wanted to talk about the filming process because that's what I've been doing since the past. Well, I did it for like 4 or 5 hours just filming, but that came with a lot of issues because it's a public place, so I don't want to be disrespectful. So it's like kind of working around people sometimes. People are in a place where I need to be, so I can't film. Like there was a shot in the pool, so I had to make sure no one was in the pool when I filmed it. Otherwise, it would be super weird. I don't want to be filming people in their swimsuit in the pool. Don't want to do that. So, just finding time around that. And past hour, I've just been swimming. Half hour. Just been swimming, trying to increase my lung capacity. I don't know. So, yeah, that's been my update. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, which is not good. Sleep is very important, but what are you going to do? Not get on with the day? Hope it is not visible in the footage because I haven't had time to double check the footage because I was tired when I did check it, so I don't think I noticed anything. But yeah, so hopefully I can get a nap in or something. If not, that's cool too. It just means I'll fall asleep better tonight. But yeah, this was cool. I'm kind of tempted to just let it run to like the 30-minute mark. Like it just seems like it'll be cooler. It's like 30 minutes, 28 minutes doesn't seem cool. So we're just gonna sit here for 2 more minutes, just yapping. It's breezy right now, and the air is kind of cool. But in the morning time, like it is crazy hot, and the air is incredibly stuffy. And so I was filming at like what 10, 11. Holy crap! Crap, that was very hot. And because I'd only slept like 3 hours, I was like falling apart. But I made sure to stay hydrated. But now I'm out of water, so gotta make a pit stop. And I need to eat so then I get some energy to edit, some brain food. 1 more minute, and then I'm good for the go. It's cool. This is I like these glasses. Everything's red, like a it's like a filter, but for the real world. Boy, can I yap! Am I right? All right, so we're cutting it close. So we're just gonna end it right here. Um, be good. do good things, subscribe, and good things will happen. Don't know what, but good things will happen. It's just a sign of good things. I'm bringing straight knowledge. Do you understand? Straight knowledge. This shit is hard. Like, it's not easy, and it's not supposed to be, which is a good thing. If it's hard, it means you're on the right track. And I'm doing it so you don't have to make as many um, missteps. So, be good, do good things, and subscribe, and good things will happen. Good things happen. And I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how the edits go. It's done, both of them. I'll probably drop one today and then one tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm impatient. I just like posting as soon as it's done. And if I'm editing both of them today, I might just be impatient and start just post both of them. But I think I'm gonna leave one of them for tomorrow. I'm gonna do the QR code one, and I'm gonna post it, and then I'm gonna finish the second one, and I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna spend writing two more, and I'm gonna post the other one tomorrow, and then the next day. So I think that's a good plan now. Write two scripts. Like we missed a few days, but as long as I do it in twos, I'll have like enough. And maybe if I get slowly better, I'll be releasing them. I'll be making like maybe three a day, and then I can have a little bit of a buffer so I can work on other stuff. Because I've got like once I like get better at writing this stuff, and probably take me a week to kind of nail it really. But I think I've already gotten it. It's just the how to make like where to look for the research part is probably the biggest thing. Like I need an accumulation of data because you never know. Because every idea is different, and so like every single new project is just like kind of entering a void and kind of just hoping you land somewhere. So you know that process of researching is the only thing I'm having trouble with. But that's expected because it's kind of just the abyss, and you can't make a roadmap for the abyss. So I'm considering just leaving that part as do research, but I'm still gonna I'm still going to be trying to break it down, right? Because right now it's just like in my head. Everything's in my head, and if I do something good, it's coming from my mind. And I'm documenting everything, and I'm going to be compiling that into a nice, neat, step-by-step guide on how this stuff works, so that you can do it too. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay. Oh, did an extra 4 minutes. This data wasted. Be good, do good things, and good things will happen. Do you understand? Good stuff. Okay. See you tomorrow, or see you tonight.